Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me back at TechTO. So I've been here before. 2017, I was invited here to talk about getting timing right. I've been in the tech innovation space since 2010, launched my first startup in 2014. And so, and then in 2018, offer some fundraising tips. We raised a 2.5 million equity round then. It was, at the time, the largest seed round led by a female CEO in Canada, which I'm so glad is not the case anymore. It's a good thing, progress. And today I'm gonna catch you guys up on what we've been up to. I've got 5 quotes to share with you, and they've all influenced me to some extent, and it's about how to keep going. The first one is chance favors those in motion. One of my favorite things that Taylor Swift always says is never stop making music. No matter how hard it gets, don't stop making music, because forward momentum is the name of the game. And that's really important. So in 2019, we've basically set ourselves up to deploy our fan engagement camera systems around stadiums in 12 international markets. We took that funding and we scaled it across 4 continents, grew our team to 22, signed a strategic partnership with Canon USA, and set ourselves up for an epic 2020. And then just to kind of paint the picture, in January 2020, we had just deployed in Athens, Rotterdam, and Hokkaido, Japan, all in the span of a month. We're super proud. And a week later, the NBA cancels the rest of their season. And then the next day, Champions League followed. And then it was the NHL, and then MLS, and MLB, and NCAA. And so within a week, our entire industry came to a complete halt, stopped, 0 revenues overnight. And we refunded everyone, because who needs fan engagement when there are no fans in stadiums? And the whole mission of the company was really around creating memories to remember and moments to enjoy with friends and family. But all we felt at the time on the team was just disorientation and shock, a little bit of denial. I think we all felt that about COVID. And that's a really good time to stop and just take the emotion out of it and start assessing objectively. And so this is the quote that I wanted to share with you, which is, it's easier to learn to be soaked and happy than to learn how to stop the rain. And in fact, you are waterproof. And I found this really amusing, because I don't know if you've stopped to think about this, but we have skin to protect water from penetrating us, and we've got systems and organs to keep us warm, right? We are in fact waterproof, yet we spend a lot of our energy cursing rainy days. And so sometimes you just gotta look at it like a free car wash. And so I would just say that it took us an extreme exercise in gratitude to say, okay, let's stop fighting with reality and let's go and create our own new one. And so that led us to coming up with all sorts of immersive sports viewing innovations, ideas. We tinkered a lot. What could sports broadcasts look like if we reversed the role of the spectator and we gave viewers some influence over the broadcast? Could they pan? Could they zoom and get up close and look around? Could they, chat and participate? And all of that really just, a lot of that tinkering led to what was looking at the different adjacencies and kind of realizing that sports itself is a pretty saturated market in terms of media. There's a lot tied up to it. And so there came a moment where it was like, okay, maybe we need to venture outside sports. Whoa, that's scary, right? And it's almost like the innovator's dilemma, where a new product undermines an existing one, and that possibility disincentivizes our willingness to take that risk. And it happens to the best of us, startups, corporations, but even just us as human beings. And that's what really stops us from growing. So this is the third quote: that which protects you also imprisons you. And the idea here is that barriers have 2 functions. It keeps the outside from coming in, but it also keeps what's inside from venturing out. And so there's almost this mental battle you have to go through to say, okay, who are we gonna be if we're not a sports tech company? And are we ready to go there? And once you can switch that mindset, allow yourself to go there, and you can drive those decisions much faster. And so this is the Toronto Zoo, at the time, just had a baby giraffe get born, baby Amani, and this is the press release. Everyone's standing 6 feet apart. Nobody could go to the zoo. It was completely shut down. And so basically we just cold outreach to the CEO of the Toronto Zoo and said, hey, look, we got these fan engagement camera systems. We've never done this before, but could we just try it with you guys? What's the worst that can happen? And so we figured out some basics. We did this campaign, bring your Toronto Zoo to you, had this live stream of the baby giraffe, keeper Q&A, and we didn't know a lot of the answers, like how big was this going to be? Is this our separate platform? Is this a paid subscription? And so this is the fourth quote: go as far as you can see, because when you get there, you'll see further. And the common misconception is that we already understand market dynamics and there's so much prediction we can do and assumptions we can make about how a market's going to behave. And the truth is you just don't know. And that's why trust is really the #1 ingredient in any business relationship inside innovation. I feel it's like investors need to trust founders that they'll figure it out when they go further, when they get further. Joint venture partners need to trust their partnerships that they're going to figure out the model together, even if it takes time. And that would be the unlock. And so what we did know was that animals and sports had a lot in common, that our relationship as humans with animals also goes back to prehistoric times. It's 15% of the internet. There's more visitors to zoos than there are in all sports leagues attendance combined. It's pretty cool, right? Do you remember your first baseball game? What about your first trip to the zoo? Both nostalgic, and both have unpredictable content. The stories, the anticipation, the tension, the drama, right? And, there's a venue in every major city. So what if we took that unpredictable content, wrapped it with commentary, live commentary, and stories as they unfold, and then presented back to you the personalities and the stories with your favorite characters involved? Then we would be modernizing the zoo industry, and we'd be connecting the world through animals. And that new mission actually hasn't veered too much off from that mission of joy and connection, just not inside a sports stadium, which is funny. And so we launched Zoolife in October 2022 and spun it out, raised our pre-seed in order to build the next generation media company. And we're super excited. This is the last quote I'll leave you with, which is separate the process from the outcome. The process is in your control. The outcome is not. So try your best. This is, I've been at this for a while. My first pivot was an aerial, interactive, blimp live stream service. Samsung started out as a microwave company. Netflix was a DVD company, and Instagram was a whiskey app. So you just don't know. And because you just don't know, all you have to do is keep going. So keep going. These are the 5 quotes that have carried with me. Chance favors those in motion. You are waterproof. What protects you also imprisons you. Go as far as you can see and separate process from the outcome. If you'd like to, please check out Zoolife TV. Thanks so much.
We'll take 2 questions.
Covered it all, Jason.
Everybody's too busy logging on to zoolife.tv.
Hello. How do you compete with home cat videos?
Great question. We've got big cats. We've got tigers and lions and live dental surgeries and live rescues. So it's a completely within the same genre. It's just you keep going down the rabbit hole.
And we're going to yell it out over here for our last question. And you'll repeat the question, Anna.
Does this work?
Beautiful.
So as a woman, and I'm glad you acknowledged at the beginning of your talk that it's not an isolated incident to be a successful CEO who's female. How did you find the early stages of your journey, and how would you compare that to trying to make something happen now?
I guess I would say you just know yourself more throughout the journey, right? So I think with time that passes, I mean, they say that with age comes wisdom, and I don't think that that differs in gender more so. And I think that, everyone's fighting maybe their own battle of feeling like an outsider or feeling like the chances are against them in their very own way, right? It's just not based just on gender. And so I think the more that you can be comfortable in your own strengths and your own self-awareness, for me at least, that's really sort of shaped the journey that I've been on. I hope that helps.
Thank you.